Yo, what's up? I'm working on a survival automation game, and in this vid, I'm gonna go over the progress that I had for the week and add a little bit extra into the game to round things out. Another day is upon us. Now, the main focus for this week has been overhauling the tech tree. Same as last week, but I have officially completed the stage 0 onboarding for the entire game. So the general idea here is that just piece by piece, you get introduced to the various mechanics in the game and, learn how to do stuff. And then you graduate onto the next stage, which if I go into the early game world, this is, an actual survival world that I've been working on. You can see that we're right at the end of the stage 0. We're advancing onto the next phase, and this is very much incomplete. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. But some quick little changes over the last week. While I was sitting here trying to create the AFK world, I noticed that I needed to get underground. So I made it so that the player just goes through underground conveyor belts, or any entities in general, really. I don't know if I'll leave that in, but I just thought it was funny. Now, some actual notable changes of what I've been cooking this week. If we take, a machine and we have a conveyor belt. Ooh, what's that? It creates like a little entry point. And now if we place it down at the end, an automatic exit. There used to be an item which was called an extractor in the game, and that would act as this thing. You'd have to manually place it down. Now you just literally place down a conveyor belt and it just automatically extracts out of it. So yeah, no inserters, no more extractors, none of that. Simplifies the design and the UX and the understanding of it, especially for new players who, haven't played Factorio or whatever. Simplifies it a little bit. Now, for early game power, there used to be a click generator in the game. It was like something you place down and you would click on it like hand crank style in order to produce power. That has now been replaced with this guy, the crude generator. So what you do is you take some kind of, biomass, you put it in there, and then it burns power to do this. Fiber is pretty inefficient, so let's maybe put a carrot in here. That burns for a bit longer. And yeah, you can see that working there. Pretty cool stuff. By the way, this video is sponsored by me. I run entirely off donations these days. If you like the game and you want to support me working on it, then there'll be a link in the description or the QR on screen right now. I often get a lot of questions asking, yo, why didn't you go get a job? And then you can use the money to work on the game. And the answer to that is that I actually don't have to, thanks to everyone, following along, watching these vids and all the donations. I'm lucky enough to, sit here every single day, wake up and work on what I want to work on. And yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And I can't thank you guys enough for it. Thanks for watching the vids, I guess. I'm just going to keep cranking along, dude. Back to the video. Why is the button generator gone? It was just a placeholder. I was putting it in there because I was too lazy to do this. But now that I've done this, we'll probably just keep this in. First sip of the day. My God. Cheers, boys. Can you burn slimes? I don't know, man. You tell me. Burn their corpse to power your factory. This is, of course, the early game version. The absolutely massive biomass burner. If we place up here, you can actually feed live slimes into here. Let's see if one jumps in. Come on. And that'll do like a fuck ton of power output. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we bring the hand crank back. I actually kind of like the hand crank. Maybe we make this like a mid-game generator. I don't know. Because this is actually pretty OP for an early game power source. So button generator was fun. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. We can bring it back. I think the only thing I want to fix here, making it have a better sprite. Let me move this to the mid-game. Crude generator will be the button once again. Let's see if we can't do a slightly better sprite for it. Maybe something like that. There we go. Click generator is back. Put a little bit of elbow grease into it, man. Oh, not too much elbow grease though. But yeah, I honestly spent a long time just trying to nail the understandability of going from node to node here. We're on the cusp of entering the new stage, and today what I want to do is reintroduce the assembler into the game because it's kind of broken right now. It's got a new UI and stuff and is looking very overwhelming. So that I think is going to be today's goal. Trying to fix it and clean it up and make it fit like right here at this stage of the game so that we can go into the new biome and have the time of our life. All right, so my whole goal right now is to replace this composter with the assembler, because I was thinking like, oh, maybe we have something in here, the plains essence, and we use that, and then that will unlock the next biome. But I kind of need to teach the player about the assembler, so I think I'm just going to replace this entire thing with just the assembler. That'll bring us into the next stage. All right, I've just designed a new version of the early game automating crafting thing. I think we'll just have it as single block and just have it do very, very simple recipes. And we could even animate it and like have this gear turn later on, but let's just get that in the game real quick. Gear bench is in. That sprite actually looks really nice. So gear bench, shiny carrot, put ingredients in, hand crank next to it. Get that cranking, doing a little bit of crafting. There we go. Take that out. Oh yeah. Now we can unlock the next biome. Woo. Stage 0 officially complete. Ladies and gents, we are moving up in the world. Man, that feels good. How do you envision the vertical slice to look for next fest? I think like a fully polished stage 0 and like stage 1 and then maybe locking off the later stages. I don't know. Or I just keep everything open and I just put the full game in the demo. That might be the Chad move, because like the way I've heard demos described from all the marketing gurus out there is that the only real purpose they serve from a marketing perspective is for influencers to play the game and then make content about it. Demos in terms of like converting to sales or wish lists or whatever, like it's not really something you go after, right? And obviously it's really good for just getting feedback on the game and like building a community. That's also the other W with demos. So since the purpose isn't like sales or wish lists or anything, then I don't know, it almost makes sense for me to just put the entire full game up as the demo and be like, hey, it's just kind of the game, there you go, and then take it down once the game actually releases. Kind of like an early access almost. The main purpose for the demo is just to get feedback on the game. You know, the more people that play the game and give their feedback, the better I can accurately tell what the real problem is and where I should put my efforts. So that's kind of my thinking on that. As for where I envision it to be before the next fest, I have no idea, dude. All I know is I'm just gonna keep working and then try and make it as good as possible, and whatever that ends up being, that's what it'll be, you know. People ask for like a roadmap and everything all the time, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm gonna work on today. I just wake up, open the editor, like, oh, this looks like a issue, let me fix it. And if I keep doing that, then a game get made. Pretty cool how that works, man. There's no roadmap, but do you have a long-term vision of what you want to add, or just go with the flow? It's the same question. It's just like, tell me what you're about to do, bold man. The closest that I have to that is that I want this to be the final biome of the game, and I don't think I'll add any more. So I'm just gonna try and like squeeze as much content into these 3 biomes and polish it up as much as possible before release. I can't predict what the content will be. I didn't even know that I was gonna add the shiny carrot into the game today, you know. I boot open the game and I stare at it until something jumps out at me, and then I do it. You have the end, the beginning, and a blur in the middle. I would say the end is also pretty blurry and the beginning is also pretty blurry. All round, it's just one big blur that I'm trying to like bring into focus a little bit each day. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I guess the compost is officially not needed for progression anymore. So I'm going to replace this with a gear bench. Oh, and now that's done. I'm actually finally happy with stage 0 now. Like I would be happy with releasing this. Alrighty, so I'm just trying to get this working in my survival world. Our whole goal right now, place gear bench, bang. Grinding gears, quest complete, and we have discovered the shiny carrot. Let's grab a little carrot from over here, put him in. We need a bit of power. Let's take the click generator. Bang, 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 bang. Crafty craft. A little bit more elbow grease. Okay, shiny carrot. Claimed our reward. Next phase. So now it is time to redesign this, because you can't craft the plains essence anymore. What you have to do is you have to feed this into the hole, and then that gives plains essence. I think we just change this to feed shiny carrot into the hole. Gluttony. Gluttony of the highest order. Bro, this is completely unintentional, but you know what I just realized? This stage is beginning with feeding something new into the hole. Stage 0 is also feed something into the hole. That was accidental. It just makes sense. So now we put him in the hole and we get our plains essence that was sucked up by the vacuum chest. Bad vacuum chest. And now we have bread, except we need 3 more. Need more carrots. Now we have 8. Bang. Oh yeah. Now we're cooking, dude. Let's go. We are moving on to the age of power. I reckon. So it's all about get set up with a crude generator and some wires. And then I think we'll branch off, and then there'll just be like a bunch of different things that you could do. And each of these will take like a ton of materials in order to actually unlock them. So, you know, hopefully we should start teaching some actual automation. I'm really keen to do these like end project parts here. Then we can move on to the next phase. I'm gonna have to get cooking, but that's me done. Adios, amigos.